Hello and welcome to the Riv Readers podcast, hosted by Regina Library at Riviera University. I'm Katie McFarlane, your research and instruction librarian. This episode, we're talking with a special guest, our fall library intern, Jurnie Ryan. So hi, Jurnie.
Hi.
I'm so glad you could join us for this.
I know, it's so exciting.
And we get to do it in person, which is
I
so great.
know.
So if we could start off, if you could tell us a little bit about yourself and your studies here at Riv.
Yeah, so I'm a senior and an English ed major. I do read a lot.
Awesome. So you are doing a library internship with us
I
this
am,
fall.
yes.
Um, what are some of the things you've done? What have you enjoyed as part of your internship?
I like looking for books. I've been able to add a lot of books for the education section with Jonathan. So that was really nice. And I actually got to unbox them with Morgan.
Ooh,
So when I was unboxing them, I was like, I think that was on my
I
list. And
ordered these.
she was like, yeah, these are all from your list that Jonathan provided. I was like, oh, great. So that was
Oh,
a lot of fun. And I do a lot of inventory too, and I like that repetitive process. Like all that office repetitive work, sign me up. I'm 100% in for that.
for those who don't know,
Oh,
what does the
yes.
inventory entail?
It's just pretty much like you get a big long list and it just has the books in order. Then you go through and you just check if it's on the shelf, if it's off the shelf, and if it's not on the list, but it's on the shelf, you pull it.
Some mystery items that show
Yeah.
up. And that's super helpful for, us making sure that everything is where it's supposed to be. And yeah, getting into the book stacks, I feel like I do that sometimes too for like reviewing my areas of the collection. I'm
Yeah.
like, I need some
Yeah.
stacks time.
Yeah. Yeah, I was did the inventory for the education section. So while I was going through, I got to like see
Oh,
what potential
yeah.
books and I did pull one about being a new teacher. So I have that at home
Oh, that's
on my
great.
TBR.
That kind of answers my next question was,
Yeah.
have you discovered any new books or genres?
Definitely discovered new like education books that I would have had no idea that they were even here. And there's a couple books that I've been like debating on buying or not that I pulled. And then if I really like it, then I'll buy it for my
That's so nice.
collection.
Yeah, to be able to not spend the money up front and
Hmm.
then decide whether it's worth spending the
Whether it's
money
worth it or
on.
not. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because you have quite the TBR shelf at home, right?
Yes, I do. I think I like buying books more than reading them.
Now, you had a plan that you had seen on social media, right?
Yes, I did do that. So they're all wrapped
Okay.
in just brown wrapping paper with numbers on them. So then I have the papers where once I'm done with a book, I can go in, pick a paper, and then that's the book that I'll read next.
So you have literally no idea what you're going to open,
Nope.
force you to not judge books by their covers.
Yes, yes.
That's such a cool idea. I need to do that. Like, I've been so bad with reading print books lately that I just try not to even buy them. But if I do buy them, then they sit there and look at me. And
Yeah. I know we talked about Facebook Marketplace too for like
yes,
getting books for cheaper. That
definitely
you
need
can
to
get it.
investigate. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe I don't. But
Yeah.
how do you decide when you're going about like buying books or deciding what you want to read? What are some factors?
So as an English major, I read a lot regardless. So reading outside of school is all pleasure reading.
Hmm.
There's no self-help books, like none of that. It's
Yep.
all pretty much romance to just kind of take my brain out of it. A lot of it is from social media. So like if there's a
Hmm.
book that's consistently coming up, then I'll take a look and see if like it's something that I'd be interested in. Or I'll just go to Target and read the back of books. But I prefer like Target over Barnes and Noble, 100%.
I was in there the other night and I was really upset because normally, like, the books are on, at least in the Daniel Webster one, they're downstairs and I can avoid them, but they put a bunch right at the register. And I was like,
Yes.
this is not
It's
good.
like their newest releases they put right there.
Like, why
And
did you do this to me,
I know, I
Target?
like will go to buy like some snacks or something and I walk by and I'm like, "What's there?" And I'm like, "No, no, no, keep walking."
It's too much of a temptation.
Oh my gosh, really.
Now, are there any books in your TBR pile that you're either really excited to start or maybe have that you've been putting off or
I have the Never After series. So that's another thing that I do is I don't ever buy one book. If I have to buy the whole series.
Mhm.
Like I have to have the whole thing or I'm just gonna like go out and buy the next one, go out and buy the next one when I could and I'm like, well, I'd rather just have them all.
Yep.
So the Never After series is kind of like a dark romance twist on the villains getting their happy endings. So I read the one about the Wicked Witch of the West,
Oh,
which was
cool.
really, really good, and Jafar.
Okay.
So I have like four more left. I'm currently like kind of like at the beginning of the one about Scar from Lion King. And then I got a book off of TikTok Shop called A Liar's Twisted Tongue.
Okay.
That's like more romantic-y. So that's kind of what I'm like set on reading right now. But I'm terrified to start A Court of Thorn and Roses series
You
by
haven't read it?
McIntire. No, I
Ah!
have not read it. And I'm terrified. The whole thing is sitting on my bookshelf. And every time I see it, I just like get the chills down my back.
Those are good chills. Embrace the
hmm
chills.
Yeah. My stepmom took my books and she read them and she was just like, you have to just get past the first book. The first book is not great, but the rest of them are so good. And I was like, ah.
It's funny because I feel like, yeah, the first book has its own vibe and it can kind of stand on its own, but then like everything changes in book two. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard because that's A Court of Mist and Fury,
Yes.
and I've heard that one is just
Game changer.
remarkable. I've
Yeah.
heard it's very, very, very good.
Yeah.
But I've been dipping my toes into fantasy, so I'm like, I feel like ACOTAR is just like jumping in way too much.
Well, and honestly, a lot of the fantasy of the past decade or so is kind of like inspired by it. So
hmm
if you've read other fantasy, it's probably sort
Yeah.
of got the vibe.
I read Powerless. That was like my first ever fantasy was
Wow.
Powerless. And then I like read all of them as fast as I could.
Yeah. So you enjoyed
Yeah.
that one.
hmm That's pretty much where I've started.
Mhm.
Then I went back into like the cowboy romance and the
Okay.
dark romance. So it's kind of like my genre.
Yeah. Is there a book that you've read recently that you'd recommend to like everybody?
Not recently, but The Wedding Date. Don't remember who it's by because I read it when I was in high school and I've read it twice. It's the only book I've ever reread, ever. I love it. I would reread it again right now.
Oh.
It's just like so cliche
Yeah.
and just so rom-com
Uh-huh.
vibes and it was just great. I just really remember. Like that's the one book from high school that I like remember like full-blown diving into. And that
Nice.
was like where my journey started.
I love a good rom-com and I feel like recently I've like burned myself out on them. Like I read too many rom-com
Yeah.
and I'm like now I need books with zero romance at
Yeah.
all.
I'm like Archer's Voice. I don't know if you've heard that one. That one was really good
I
too.
haven't read it, but I did read a summary about it.
It was not my normal read, but it was very, very good.
Was it like a little it's like heavier than
Yeah, it's not as like light and fluffy and happy like
hmm
but I did. My sister and I do a lot of 24-hour readathons.
Ooh, tell me more.
So we pretty much just like pick around 5 or 6 books that we've just been dying to read. And we sit down for like 12 hours and just read. And we have like snacks next to us, our waters. We get a coffee in the morning and we just read for 12 hours. And then we go to sleep. And then we wake up and we read for another 12
Another
hours.
12 is so
Yeah,
cool.
some people just go 24 hours straight.
Oh dear.
I could
Yeah.
not do that. I can't stay up for that long.
What a great idea.
Yeah, so normally I get through like 4 or 5 books in the 24
That's
hours.
impressive. I guess if you're just sitting there and you can actually focus on it.
Yeah. And then like every once in a while you just like close like you like shut your book and you're like, I can't believe this just happened in my book. I'm so excited.
So, and you're reading separate books, right?
Yes, yeah. We did do one where we read the same book.
Hmm.
We did it like over multiple nights, but we would sit down and read and then we would end on the same page and then we would chat about it. But yeah, I just got her into reading like about 2 summers ago. So now she's like an avid reader. She reads
That's
all the time.
awesome. Oh, how fun. I love that idea.
She has like my Twisted series by Ana Huang. She has,
Hmm.
and I'm like trying to push her to read it. I'm like, the first one's not great, but the rest of them are so good. Just read it, read it, read it. But all three of my sisters are actually getting into reading right now.
Oh, I feel like I see statistics from time to time that are like younger people are not reading and like book sales are going down. And it's like I hear so many people who are like, yeah, I just got into reading.
hmm
And I'm like, this can't be right. I'm seeing more people reading and getting into books.
I think book talk also has a very big
Yeah.
hold on people wanting to read and like getting into reading.
Like making it more accessible.
Yeah, making it seem a lot cooler than it seemed in the past.
Sure. Yep. So shifting into you are looking at working with middle school age, right?
Mm-hmm.
So What draws you to working with that age group?
So we're at field experience, or it's called clinical experience now. And my first 2 years, or two times, I guess, I was with high schoolers.
Mhm.
So 18-year-old me with 18-year-old seniors was not very fun, I guess. And then my next placement was in a seventh grade classroom, and I just absolutely found love. It's at the point where they don't need you so much as like elementary
Right.
students do, but they don't not want a relationship with you like high schoolers.
Mhm.
So it's like the perfect sweet spot where they're not like clingy, attached to me,
Yes.
but they're not just completely disconnected like the older high school students were. Probably seven, 8, and 9 are like where I would want to end up.
Your degree will be in like secondary education,
So
right? So
six to
you'll
12
have that
is my
opportunity.
range.
That's great to have
Yeah.
that flexibility.
Yeah. The sixth graders are too young.
Hmm.
I'm like, you ask too many questions. Like,
That's your criteria.
yeah.
Now, are there any books that you think are really powerful or important for that middle school age group?
So, and when I was in my seventh grade placement, I did a couple lessons on Refugee by Alan
Mm.
Gratz. It's such a good book. Like, I cried reading it. Pretty much the last, like, 25% of it, I just bawled my eyes out the whole time. Like, it was so amazing. It follows, like, three middle school age kids. So, it follows Joseph, who is leaving Germany, and he's a young Jewish boy during World War II.
Hmm. Like the Holocaust.
Yeah, and then it follows Isabel, who is fleeing Cuba to America. And then it follows Mohammed, I think is his name, and he's leaving Syria during
Okay. So it jumps from time
yeah,
periods.
so it just shows like all the difficulties, like there's just like so many themes
Mm.
that you can pull, like talks about like sacrifice and discrimination and family and love, like everything under the sun, it deals with it, but in a way that's not too overwhelming for middle school
That's so
students.
important to strike that balance.
Yeah.
Like, this is an important topic, but also, like, let's not
Mm-hmm.
introduce you to something that's going to be like way too much for your
Yeah.
age level. Yeah. My next question was if you could build your dream classroom library, what would be on your shelves?
I think every genre you could possibly think of.
Mm.
I just want to like be able to get to know them so that I could recommend a book that they would be able to love and dive
Hmm.
into. So having every possibility of book you could think of and every genre you could possibly think of that you can put in front of the kid that's never read a day in his life, and then hopefully see them finally like read a book that's not required front to back.
That would be awesome.
Building relationships. I think that's like so important, not even just for reading, but just as a teacher as a whole.
Cool. Well, that's all the questions that I had. Did you have anything that you wanted to add or that we didn't talk about yet?
I don't think so. Oh, I also did want to say that making book displays. I forgot to add that I
Yeah.
do like making book displays here at the library. I've done two so far.
What were the topics again?
I did Teach the Teacher. So that was an education book display, which is also a time where I found a bunch of books that I would want to read.
Yeah.
And then Fall Back in Love with the Classics.
For the daylight savings time
Mm-hmm.
tie-in. Yeah.
Yep.
That one came out really cool and I loved how you actually laid out the display and like you staggered some books and it looked very visually appealing and I really liked it.
Thank you. Thank you. My brain doesn't normally work in that way. Difficult for me, but I mean, if you like it
It
and it
looks
looks
very
great, I
pretty.
appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much again for
Oh, of
joining me for
course.
this. And we will see you around the library for the rest of the semester.
Yes, you will.
If you'd like to follow us on social media, we are at Regina Library on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. You can always reach us through our website as well, riviere.edu/library. It's been great having you here, and we'll see you again soon.